Welcome to our podcast. What she said.
Hey, this is Audrey, and this is Courtney, and we are the Girls of 95.
Yeah. 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 Girls of 95. Yeah. 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 Girls of 95. Oh, yeah.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to the podcast. Now, let's start off with who are we?
My name is Courtney.
And my name is Audrey, and we are the Girls of 95, and that is our podcast.
We were inspired by our lifelong journey, established in 1995, when we were both born into this world.
Yes. Full transparency. This is the second time we've done this episode, because the first time we did it and it was perfect, and we listened to it and you could just hear an echo.
So this time, if there's an echo,
deal with it. No, but we might be a little bit more sassy for the first episode you'll hear us, because technically this is our second episode, but it's really our first for you guys. It's the first one we must.
And I will say, I do love sharing our origin story of our friendship, but do I want to give the whole setup and story 2 times in one day, back to back, only with a Chipotle lunch in between? Really not how I'd rather spend my Sunday most of the time.
But we're here and we're ready to go.
And our stomachs are not okay.
Yeah, our stomachs, you might hear a little gurgle on the side
Not
of the
even
podcast.
lying. 5 seconds before we started this, Audrey's stomach went.
That was yours.
No. It was you. And it sounded like literally when a car is driving on a gravel road. And it was Audrey. That was not mine. Was that not our stomachs then?
That was your stomach.
No, it was not. I was laughing at your stomach.
I was laughing at your stomach. Anyway, this is a good time to mention that we are recording right now. We're on hopefully all listening platforms. I know 100% Spotify, but we're also going to be on YouTube as well. We're also recording this for video format. So if you're
a visual learner,
if you're a visual learner, you want to watch us point at each other just then, like Batman versus Batman. No, sorry, Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. You know that meme? You'll be able to see it in real time, because that's what we just did. Anyway, let's dive in.
And for the male audience. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. Moving on.
Anyway, but like we mentioned, my name is Audrey. This is Courtney right here, and we have been friends for years.
Yeah. I will say almost our friendship pretty much goes as far back as my memories go.
Definitely.
I really don't remember many times or moments before I was friends with Audrey.
Yeah.
That's how long ago it's been.
We've been friends since we were 3 years old. We actually went to the same daycare together, which is very exciting. Our parents both worked. I was raised by a single mom. Courtney had 2 parents at home, and they all worked. So we went.
And they all decided to send us to Carolot Daycare.
Yeah, it's this daycare we went to. And let's talk about the daycare for a minute, too. It was a great daycare, but it definitely, when you think of a daycare, you think of, a building with, school type things there, kind of like a preschool type of thing. Our daycare was literally a house.
Yeah,
it was
someone's
two-story
home.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are from a small rural town. So, I mean, I literally think there was probably plenty of daycares to choose from. But I'm just going to go ahead and preface with that, because it's not like we didn't go to preschool in a big area or something like that. We literally just
we're from
a small town.
Yeah,
we're from small Missouri. Town in the Midwest in Missouri. And we just happened to be sent to the same daycare, and that's where we met and became good friends. And we have a lot of memories of us playing together, and my younger sister also went to daycare with us and is one of our best friends, and we had a lot of fun little kid memories together, so that's exciting.
Definitely
funny to talk about now, because there's just so many whack times, I feel.
But it's just crazy that we've been best friends since we were little kids and stuff.
I mean,
too.
We bonded over having to eat Beanie Weenies and things like that.
That's
so
true.
It's flipping legit.
And we were probably still shitting our pants at the time.
Oh, 1,000%. Should I give a nasty little?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so no, I remember being at Carolot Daycare, and I literally, I don't know why I'm like this, but I remember every outfit I was ever wearing at any situation in time. And I remember I was wearing this long, black velour skirt I got for Christmas, and this little white top that had a little velour square on it. And I remember I farted. You know, back then I didn't know what a shart was, but it definitely was a shart. And I was like, ooh, dog. I'm like 4 years old. That felt a little wet. So I literally like stuck my finger in there to see, like in my underwear, and there was like poop on my hand, and so I just wiped it on the kitchen set. So yeah, we've known each other since we were sharting our pants.
Yeah, so that's pretty epic, I think. Good story. I didn't know if you would actually share that story.
That's the one thing. I have no limits on crap stories, and I have too many to count. I don't know why.
So I will say, too, for all the gentlemen listening, women really do be like this. Like, we really are as disgusting as you are. Just most, I feel like, try to hide it, but we're not hiding it today.
I really honestly feel I'm not trying to be like, I'm not like other girls, because that's not the type of not like other girls you want to be. You don't want to be the girl that, like, craps
her pants, yeah.
every 5 seconds. But I will say I do know other women that do not rip a-hole as much as I do. So
yeah, I think we're just a special breed. It must have been all those beanie weenies we were eating at the beginning. It just really just opened up.
We're running on beanie weenies still, guys.
Anyway,
still in our system. Moving on, we became great friends. We always played Pop Stars. That was our favorite thing to play whenever we were in elementary school, and it's our favorite thing to talk about now. Whenever we used to fight, like duke it out over who got to be Britney Spears and who got to be Christina Aguilera, and then we forced my younger sister Haley to be Shania Twain. And like, let's be honest, Shania Twain like absolutely won. Like she's
the best.
She was getting the crappy end of the stick at the time because she had no choice in the matter. But like now I'm like, girl, you're welcome. Actually, yeah. So anyway, that's the tea on that.
Like, but definitely. So yeah, we met at daycare. We became friends or whatever. And then we remained friends ever since, but I feel like definitely like once we got to elementary school, like we were still like hanging out and stuff. Like we weren't hanging out like outside of school, but we would like hang out at recess and stuff. And we were definitely like always in each other's lives, and it just got like more ramped up and ramped up as we got older, basically. So,
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like the more independent we became, like the older we got, the more we had, the opportunity to choose who we hung out with and things like that. We just became closer.
Yeah.
Like we kind of had that where a lot of kids go to preschool and then start school and they already know kids. That's kind of how our friendship was from daycare. And even though we weren't in the same class through most of elementary school, I mean, most of the time we were not in the same class. And we talked about this before, how you're really just like best friends with whoever's in your class that year, and that like we literally were always still best friends regardless of whether
like
we were around each other all the time.
Yeah, like we definitely had like a story that I like to tell too. We'll just get into a little bit. I'm a little bit sassy, a little bit.
It's that Leo.
It's that Leo in me. I'm a little bit sassy.
She's like, I don't know anything about astrology, but she's like Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo.
yeah. But I'm also very OCD and structured. So a great story of me in elementary school. It was kindergarten, and Courtney and I weren't in the same class, but we were still really good friends from daycare and everything. We wanted to hang. And so, but I also had a best friend in elementary school, like in my kindergarten class, named Savannah. And I definitely, I wanted to hang out with both of them, but for some reason, I couldn't hang out with them together. I don't know if like there was beef. I know Courtney, there wasn't beef for you for Savannah, but maybe there was beef for Savannah to you. I don't know.
Probably Savannah, probably a little jealous.
I don't know.
I bet.
Maybe, but anyway.
She was intimidated.
Sure.
Savannah, come at me.
She was intimidated by you sharting your pants. And she was
intimidated by the fact that our friendship predated Miss Oberman's kindergarten class.
Yeah, that's how it is. Good recall there. That was my teacher. Anyway, but I would get so nervous because obviously they couldn't be friends. We couldn't all three be friends collectively. So I remember
that would be absolutely insane.
Absurd. So I made a schedule where every day I would hang out with a different person. So it was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Courtney, Tuesday, Thursday, Savannah, and then
she's being nice. I bet it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Savannah, and that's why I'm salty.
No, I don't know. But anyway, but I would literally do that so that we could have like a schedule, so I wouldn't have my friends like clash or whatever.
Yeah, and that's why me and Savannah still got beef.
No,
not
just
really.
Kidding. Just kidding.
I saw Savannah
the other day
in a Walmart.
She moved away a long time ago.
She moved away after kindergarten year, I think, or first grade or something. And I literally saw Savannah, or someone that I think was Savannah. I haven't seen her since she was 5 years old, but
yeah, like
when I was like 19 or 20, I saw someone. I was like, "That's effing Savannah. I know that's Savannah."
Crazy, man. Well, anyway, so after kindergarten, after that, we were obviously, like, so, like, we mentioned we're from a really small town, and we, like, kind of where we're at, too, you pretty much, like, from growing up, you know everybody since, like, you were little. Like, I think it's crazy. I have friends that are from the city and stuff that are like, oh, no, like, it was senior year, and this is the first time we ever met. I was like, how did you not...
Like, shocking.
Know these people your whole life? Because, like, for other kids and stuff, too, I've heard, like, there's multiple elementary schools, multiple high schools, so it's, like, you could literally, like, be in the same town, like, live in the same town and go to different schools, which is crazy. And then, like, maybe senior year, you go to the same high school. Like, it's just crazy.
I feel like it's not that weird if it's, like, young elementary schools, but to, like, not know somebody until high school, that's actually crazy.
That's just crazy, because we've known pretty much
we don't
everybody.
know about that life. That's one thing we do not know. We know we had 130-ish people in our graduating class, and I can tell you I knew every single one of them and probably their
all
whole
their
life
details.
story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we know whether they shart or not. Like, we knew that.
And the charters are in and the non-charters are out.
Anyway, we keep talking too much about charting, but basically, yeah, so we were friends in kindergarten, and we remained friends through elementary school. I think in second grade we were in the same class together, which honestly, like, we were always close, but, like, after that, that's kind of when I started to realize, like, oh no, this chick's my best friend. Like,
right. Well, also I think it mixed that we were already friends and we were class friends too. So, like, when I started having, like, birthday parties and inviting friends from school and things like that, you were part of that. I think you honestly were before you.
But I honestly don't remember a time of even having birthday parties until after we were in second grade, to be honest.
I don't either.
I don't know. But anyway.
But I know second grade we had a birthday party and you came.
Yeah, I know that. But no, definitely. That's when we started, like, hanging out more and stuff. And we would start, like, I think after second grade, we would start, like, actually making play dates and stuff. And, like, our parents would make it a point to, like, have us hang out or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's elementary. I feel like that's pretty much the vibe of all elementary school, is just that pretty much I would ask my parents if Audrey could spend the night, and then we'd have sleepovers, and that was pretty much it until, like, middle school.
Yeah, middle school, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that continued until, like, now, basically. But still, hang on, I got a burp. Excuse me.
Courtney just burped. Anyway. Anyway, but yeah, so then we move on to middle school, basically, and we continue to be really great friends. But, like, at that point, I feel like you start to have, like, more classes together. You're mixed a little bit more.
Right.
And you start hanging out a lot more outside of school and stuff, too.
Right,
so
yeah.
that's when that kind of, like, ramped up and started, definitely. And then after that, I feel like we started getting really close. But then also, too, establishing more so, like, our friend group. Like, we have this core friend group of the four of us, me and Courtney, obviously, and then her younger sister Haley, and then our other friend Morgan. And that's when we started getting, like, super super close to them and stuff too. And we had other girls that we would hang out with as well, but, like, after that point, that's when we started getting, like, you know, our core group that we're still, like, best friends with today. For sure. Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, but middle school too was a crazy time. Let's get into that.
Gosh, yeah.
Hormones.
Just
periods.
Boyfriends. Mean girls.
It's just, like, all rampant during that time. It's
middle
crazy.
school are my darkest years for sure, actually.
You think?
Oh, 100%. I hated middle school. I hated it. And honestly, like, it wasn't, I know it's probably, like, worse for other people. I'm not going to pretend like I had the worst middle school experience ever. I'm just saying, if I, like, look at my whole school career from kindergarten to high school, middle school was when I had to deal with, like, mean girls and just people being, like, and middle school you care.
Yeah.
Like, in middle school you care when someone doesn't like you. In middle school you care when someone's being mean to you. Like, in high school I'd be like, okay, bye. Like, you're not my friend. That's fine.
Right.
But yeah, in middle school it's just, and everyone started getting phones.
Yeah.
And texting.
I had a Nokia. It wasn't very cute. I think you had a Razor, so at least.
Well, I had a Razor. I think that was, like, whenever we were young, and then it switched to, like, the View or whatever the Samsung phone is that you could actually text on. It was, like, the first touchscreens phones. That was, like, such a big deal. I remember. But yeah, texting. I remember getting texting. I remember I was, like, texting a boy, and that was so exciting to me.
Ooh, that is exciting.
He did become my boyfriend.
Oh my God, no! But Courtney definitely. She was. I think you were right on track though of, like, going through life and stuff as, like, you know, a middle schooler in high school. Like, you were, I feel like normal, I would say, for, like, how things progressed and stuff, and how, like, you started talking to boys and, like, all of that or whatever. I feel like I was a little bit of a later bloomer, but I think I was just, like, very awkward.
The fact that the mic cord just went between my toes.
Flossing your toes.
Cute. No, anyway. But definitely, like, I was the type of middle schooler that was, like, in the Hollister stage.
Yeah, and I was the middle schooler who still kind of wore Bobby Jack a little bit.
Yeah. Well, where did you get your clothes from? Where did you get your wild clothes from, honestly? Because you had, like, pennies.
It was this pennies, and then
JCPenney, by the way.
This place called Value City. I know a few states have it, but it was basically like a kind of like TJ Maxx before TJ Maxx was a thing, really.
Okay.
It was just, or like a Burlington Coat Factory type of place or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But that's what I would go.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I mean, I definitely was like so awkward in middle school. But yeah, Audrey was like, she would wear, I mean, I'm fine to say this, right?
Yeah.
Like, you literally wore crazy clothes. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun to look back on because, like, when especially her email forever was Audrey Zebra Pants.
Yeah,
and she literally had, I mean, that's not just something she made up. Even though
your
imagination could totally make that up, so that's not really that far out of reach, but you literally had, like, crazy pants.
I did have zebra pants.
Yep, and crazy, like, bright Converse and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we wanted to be, like,
seen a little
we
bit. But
wanted
that
to be
was
a
more
little
so
bit
in high school. I mean, it started in middle school, but it like
I went to a Fall Out Boy concert in middle school. I wanted to be a scene girl in middle school.
No, but I remember there's like a picture of Courtney and I. It's a really great picture. I think it was literally 3rd grade or 4th grade. Like we were I think it was 3rd grade. We were very young. And there's a picture of us, and I remember I'm wearing a gray tank top with multicolored hearts on it, but underneath I'm wearing a blue t-shirt that's like tight, and then I'm wearing a Roxy headband with pink hearts and black and white polka dots, and then I'm wearing a colorful necklace with stars on it. And then Courtney, you're just wearing like a cute gray top from like Hollister.
I think I was wearing like an I think I know.
Or
Was it when I literally had like 0 hair?
Yeah, it was short
yeah.
hair.
Okay, so that was like 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that was definitely one of those sleepovers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was wearing like a graphic tee, like a baby tee,
And maybe like a headband or
and
something.
a headband. Yeah.
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 So you're a little bit more normal, but I don't know what I was wearing. And I know for certain I was wearing capri jeans. Without a doubt. Like right below
I was
the
probably
knee.
wearing effing gauchos.
Yeah, that was so fun. Definitely gauchos.
Gauchos should never return.
Yeah. They're comfortable though, which is good. We like a good comfy
but, like,
gaucho.
if they're full length. Like the fact that I walked around looking like a black cupcake.
Cute.
It really wasn't, but that's fine. No,
Yeah.
I remember my favorite outfit too. I had like this black, like lacy shirt that was sheer, and I'd wear a green tank top underneath it, and then my black
Nice.
gauchos and ballet flats.
Cute.
Hottie. That's
Very
why all the
hot.
boys wanted me.
Definitely, right. So, but basically we got through middle school pretty okay, pretty unscathed, I would say, for the most part. We got
Until that day.
until the day. So, yeah, definitely. We always like to go over to Courtney's house. Like we always hung out at Courtney's house and stuff. Her house was in the middle of town, which was nice, and it was like in a really cute neighborhood and stuff. So it was definitely like the place to hang out and stuff. But once in a while, I would have like a slumber party at my house. I lived out in the country, so it was a little bit harder to get to. So whenever I would have one, it was always really fun. It just wouldn't happen like very often or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, Okay, so even more backstory. So basically, I was raised by a single mother, shout out Cindy, for most of my life. And but then whenever I was in around 5th grade, my mom met my stepdad, Ken, which is super exciting. I love Ken. And basically they, met, they fell in love, and they got married and everything. And Ken, though, he's an engineer and he works overseas. And so he would go off and like do like these little stints of like, 3 months away, 1 month home, working overseas and like making money that way. And so my mom, like, and I would obviously be away from him like a lot of the time. But then, yeah, so basically though, like he approached us one time and he was just like, hey, listen, like I have this job coming up in Dubai, like literally like Arab country, like over Dubai. And he was just like, I'm going to be there. I'm not sure for how long, probably about like 3 or 4 years. Like, would you guys want to come with me and live with me for a little bit over in Dubai, like together as a family?
Yeah, for a little bit, he meant like years, by the way.
Yeah, like a couple of years or whatever.
Not like you want to come over for a couple months and like chill out in Dubai and see what it's like. Like, do you want to literally pick up your life and move for a little bit?
Right. So like me and my mom talked about it with him and stuff, and then we decided like that was the right move to do, definitely, and like
for your family,
for our family, and to like be together and stuff. So anyway, so like we had decided this and stuff, and that was that was like 7th grade year. Yeah.
Right.
So we were like by that point, like, me and Courtney were really, really freaking close. Like, we would hang out all the time, like, as much as we could. Like, we were, like, a group. And then our other two friends, Haley and Morgan, like, we were all just, like, a group together.
So we were together literally all the time.
Yeah, every day. And so, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to tell them or whatever, because the plan was, this was, like I said, the spring of 7th grade. The plan was that we were going to be gone for 8th grade. Like, we were going to leave in the summer before 8th grade. And I was going to spend all of my 8th grade year and all of my freshman year of high school in Dubai. And then our plan was to come back to Fredericktown, to come back to our town after that. And, yeah, so basically that was the plan and everything. But so I knew that I wanted to, like, sit my friends down and, like, tell them that I was leaving.
So I feel like I'm just going to take over from my perspective now. So basically Audrey has to tell her friends this really awful news that's going to crush our friendship, you know, in her brain. I mean, in our brain too. Yeah. I mean, it was really sad. Yeah. So basically, like Audrey said, she's one for dramatic. She wants to she likes to go with a flourish, I feel. Yeah. And so she invites us all to this sleepover. And like she said, like her sleepovers were fewer and far between. So we were like so pumped to get to go to Audrey's house. Yeah. And I feel like when we did, like we really went all out. Like we did like sleepover style, like movie style every time we went to Audrey's. So we go, we're like having snacks, we're like doing like facials and stuff like that. And we were playing Club Mix on Audrey's radio because it was like a Friday or Saturday night. So we were, you know, we were up super late. And we're having a great time. So then, like, I honestly think it was, like, 11 o'clock or midnight before you said anything. So we had hung out for such a long time. Yeah. We're having, like, the best sleepover ever. We're having so much fun. And all of a sudden, Audrey, like, grabs some tissue boxes. And she's like, I have to tell you guys something. Sit down. Like, so serious. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I honestly, like, want to remember. Because I know things were going through my head. Like, I know I was thinking, like, something really, really bad. I don't even know what I was thinking, but I just know I'm like, oh my God, something really horrible has happened, or, you know, what the heck is she about to tell us? Because she's really being sad right now. Yeah. Getting tissues out. Like, what the heck? Anyway, so she sits us down. She's like, yeah, so Ken got a new job. And we're like, okay. She's like, and I'm moving to a different country. I'm like,
come what? Again? Canada? No.
What the heck? Yeah, she's like Dubai. And we're like, what even is that? She's like starts, you know, telling us the whole thing or whatever. So we all get like sad and like shed a few tears or whatever. I mean, we didn't all break down like we were talking earlier. Audrey was like, yeah, I probably expected we were going to be like
crying, like begging or whatever. Like yeah, for me not to leave, whatever. Yeah.
But no, we were all really sad. We're like, well, crap, this flipping sucks. Like, at this point, high school is not that far away. Middle school, obviously, flipping is awful from what I just said. Like, we don't even flipping like middle schools. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, our best friend group just getting flushed down the toilet. Amazing. We love that for us. But no, so we're like, cool. Well, we're not going to see you for like years because at this point, it's going to be a couple months until she moves. It's not going to be that long from now. Yeah. And obviously, that's like on the other side of the world. So we're not going to get to fly and visit you or something like that. Yeah. So that was our friendship for a good while. We had a long distance friendship. And
that was always fun too because the time change is so different. So like I remember I would have to call you guys at 6 p.m. and it would be around like 9 a.m. your time or something like that. So like I would always call, like it would be like my Saturday night, your Saturday morning or whatever. Like I would call and stuff like maybe so every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And like I had to do it that way.
Email.
Yeah, we would email because that was before smartphones too really like started becoming really big. So it's like we couldn't like text. Like there wasn't WhatsApp. Like there wasn't like all these things or whatever where we could like easily, if that were to happen today, it would be so much easier to keep in touch.
1000%. Yeah.
But we didn't have that. And like at the time too, we had talked about this earlier, but like Dubai in general was just like such a weird thought. Like we didn't have social media and stuff too really at that time.
So we didn't even understand Facebook. Like what that was even like. We had never seen like pictures or videos. Like now I've seen so many weird random things I know are like in Dubai or based in Dubai. Like go ahead and tell, what's that story that you said you guys were talking about?
Yeah. Like it's just like, well, it's just so crazy the time that we went there too. So we went there my 8th grade and freshman year, which was about, math is hard, 2012? No, that's not right.
A long time ago.
2009? I'm trying to think. We graduated in 2014. 14, 13, 12, 11. So like 2009, 2010-ish.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So early 2000s, or I guess early 2010s. And at that time too, it's like, yeah, like Dubai was obviously becoming a really great and big city and stuff, but it was still like very new. There was a lot of construction. It's not like the powerhouse kind of like that it is now. Like now it's like crazy and
more
iconic.
up and coming. Yeah.
And it was more up and coming and stuff too. But like it was just so crazy, like being in Dubai, like being in that country. Like I remember one day I was going down to the beach with my mom and I look over and I just see like a tiger in some guy's car, like legit a tiger. Like the amount of wealth and just like
luxury and
abundance.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just freaking crazy.
Just a whole different lifestyle
from
over there.
Especially from what we're used to, because we're from like a really small like rural town.
Yeah,
like
farming is like
the best thing you can do there to make money. Like literally it's like probably like 75% of people are under the poverty line. Like it's just like crazy. Yeah. It's just like so different to go from that to that.
And it wasn't even like we came from, you like lived in St. Louis or like a city or something like that. You lived in a small town. I think our population's like 4,000 people, give or take.
Yeah. Like there was
to
no movie.
Dubai. That's like the polar opposite.
Yeah, for real. And at that point, like my mom and Ken had been married for a couple of years, so like I had gone overseas. I think maybe like one time or something to Egypt. You went
to Egypt.
And I traveled at that point to like Canada and stuff like that. But like before that, I had never even traveled either, really, like at all. And so it's just crazy the difference and stuff. And I will say, like living in Dubai. Definitely really crazy and stuff, but like I know a lot of people that lived there, they were in the same kind of situation that like we were. Like they were expats that like their parents' company like paid for everything, and like these kids too weren't like some of them were like dripping in diamonds, like don't get me wrong, but like most of them were pretty normal people too, with their dads just having like really crazy weird jobs and stuff where it like takes them across like overseas. But yeah, I met some really cool people and stuff, and I'm definitely happy that I went. I think it made me like an even more social person, and just like
also just like being experienced to another culture, being exposed to that, I feel like just makes you like literally just traveling, I think it makes you a better person, because you're not just in a bubble of what you grew up in. For sure.
So anyway, I was there my 8th grade year, which is crazy because at that point too you just basically had your first period, and then then your emotions and your hormones are going crazy.
Right, you're going through some changes.
Yeah, going through some changes. And then freshman year I was there up until the spring semester, and then at that point my dad's like contract was winding down, and so me and my mom decided to go back to Missouri earlier than I expected. Yeah. I was going to stay through the whole semester, but then we went back a little bit earlier, and I'm so happy we did, because like I feel like tryouts for like the different sports we were in and stuff all happened during that spring semester, so I'm very lucky that I came back when I did. But it was definitely a weird time when I came back too, because I feel like when I left, like everybody was just really awkward and kind of unsure about life. And then at that point they were in back,
people had boobs and could almost drive.
Yeah, it's just very different from what I left. And I was saying earlier too, like I thought it was funny as well, since we grew up in a town where we pretty much knew everybody. Right. But whenever I came back, it was like so many people had kind of like forgotten that about me kind of a little bit. Like I remember people being like, wait, who were you again? And I'll be like, dude, I grew up with you. Like I've known you my whole life,
like,
or
I've
whatever.
Literally been gone like a couple years, and we grew up together.
But it's just different. I think that just goes to show though, like how much of a change you go through, and it's crazy.
100%, yeah, because when you came back, you really, you were a lot different. I think.
Yeah.
Like better. You did a small glow. It was one of your many glow ups.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I definitely felt like a different person after I came back too. But diving into it too, just like coming back, and just like after that, it was kind of just like, okay, now like we have boyfriends, and now we have like weird things happening, and like different, some of our other other friends are like experiencing different like adult things that like, I don't know, it's a crazy
you basically time. Left, and people like had their first period, and you came back and people were like banging.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
Not me, but I'm just saying,
and
people.
none of our close friends, but other people
right
too, yeah.
But you come back to a whole different thing. People have changed, and a lot of change happens in that time.
Like but
so now we're to high school.
Yeah,
we're to high school. So me and Aud were definitely the type that we were very involved in school. Like we were in the middle of all that. We did a bunch of clubs. We were involved in like whatever, any academic club. We were a part of, like student council, things like that. we were both on dance team together, and that was really fun. A lot of really fun memories are from dance team, actually.
Yeah, we had a good group of girls too on the dance team. We were all friends.
And one of our friends' moms was the coach, which made it really fun too.
Yeah, and then and I was in cheerleading too with my friend Morgan, and it was definitely like you're gonna say like, oh, she was a cheerleader, and you're gonna be like blah, but it was like no, cheering at our school was just kind of lame a little bit. Like I still loved the group that I was with, and it was so fun. I would not trade it for the world. But like when you think of like popular girls in high school, you think of them in cheerleading, and that was definitely not the case. Like it was like the nice girls were in cheerleading, it was. You know, we were bad at cheering. Sorry.
You were taken for granted.
Yeah. No, but it's definitely like our experience in high school was definitely a lot different probably than a lot of other people's, just because too, like the popular kids in our high school, they were in sports and stuff, but they were also like very country and like.
I just think our high school experience was just very, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to our high school experience and have similar, but it's definitely, I feel like it's not like movie-esque, like where there's like, I don't feel like there was cliques. I feel like maybe there wasn't enough of us, or maybe there wasn't enough of a social or economic difference between people. Like there wasn't anybody that was like super rich or something like that would just obviously be at the top of the food chain or something like that. No, we did have a bunch of people who were like country into, we were talking about what, ag class.
It was ag class. It was like a club, and it was like it's funny when you look at yearbook photos and it's just like, oh yeah, like 60 people in this club, you know, like 50 people in that, and then it was like ag, it was like 120 people.
Yeah, it's like everybody but me and Audrey.
Basically. It's just crazy. And like that was like the cool kids in our class and stuff. Like they were the ones that were in ag, and they were the ones that had pickup trucks and would kind of like drive tractors to school on spirit days.
I just think our class was super random though, mostly. I just think it was like there was no good like, it wasn't like jocks or sporty or this or that. It was just kind of like everybody was just a little bit random, and it happened to be we lived in a place where there was a ton of people that were country. I don't think that's what made them popular. I just think there was a ton of country people there, and obviously some people are going to be like the popular kids, and some people I guess aren't. I don't know.
I don't know, but
it's
anyway,
odd. It's very odd.
It is, but we survived all of that together, definitely, and we just got stronger in our friendships in high school, because at that point, like, we're old for our age. Like we were or old for our grade. Courtney was born in September and I was born in August, and so we started like, we were like,
our birthdays were very like, yours was right before the school year every year, and mine was right after it started.
Basically, like we were like some of the first to get our licenses and stuff, and like that was really crazy too. Like once you start driving,
I drove everybody around for a long time.
Courtney did. I had a little Dubai issues because you had to have like your learner's permit for so long, and I came late. But I would have had my license before school started, but I didn't. So we would drive around in Courtney's car a lot. But like once we got a license, and like once we were free to kind of like go around and do stuff, like we were basically up each other's ass like every day, basically. Yeah.
Like we would. Yeah, you were at my house every single weekend. Plus weeknights, like you would still spend the night and just go to school together. Yeah.
Plus too, my parents at that point, like they were still like in the honeymoon phase and stuff, and they would go, like my dad would work overseas and my mom would go and like visit him a lot of the time too. So there were like a couple points where I would stay at your parents' house for like an extended time. Yeah. So it's just crazy. But there was just like so many memories and so many fun things like in high school. I feel like that's obviously where we got really close and stuff, and kind of like when we started developing and stuff, and it's definitely like a core part of our lives for sure. Yeah, and our friendship. 100%.
Exactly. I think a lot of the memories and stuff we like reminisce on are from high school.
Yeah, definitely.
1,000%. Yeah, because we just had so much fun, and we just had so much time together. I think that's what, like, obviously I'm 26 years old now. I don't wish I could be back in high school by any means, but like I do miss like having that carefree time whenever all of our friends lived in the same town and we didn't have any responsibilities, and we could just literally spend all our time together, because that's literally what we did. We worked as lifeguards in the summer. We all had the same job and just stuff like that. Like that's just so much fun.
Yeah, at one point we dated brothers together. Courtney and I did.
Guys, let me just say, you're not best friends until you date twin brothers.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. You know, like just crazy stuff like that. Like I can't even, like it's just that's most
honestly
stuff.
So amazing.
So I will say too, if you like the podcast and you definitely want to keep listening to it, you probably will get a lot of high school stories. And like Courtney said, we're not trying to wish that we were back in high school. It's just like so many funny, fun memories of our.
It's just life, guys. We're not that old, and
It's still some of the best stories.
It still is.
Definitely.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So anyway, so we were in high school. We obviously like graduated and stuff. And at that point, it was time to go to college.
As we go. Oh, wait. Can I sing songs?
I don't know. I don't think we're famous enough to get demonetized.
No one's going to care. Just cue Vitamin C's graduation song.
There you
Just
go.
play that. Just pause this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play it.
Yeah.
Go to Spotify. Graduation. Vitamin C. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's what happened. And Audrey, we went to colleges and that were like 4 hours apart.
Yeah. So I went to a state school in Missouri, and then Courtney went to like a community college like near our hometown, basically. And so we were in 2 different schools and stuff. And I think it definitely like it would have been it sucked obviously, but I think it was a little bit easier for us to like get used to, because obviously I had lived in a different country before with a lot harder pressures to get together and see each other.
Right.
So
And now we can drive and it's 4 hours away.
it's not a big deal.
And so there was a lot of times where Audrey would, obviously, like her parents still lived in the same town as I did. So she would come back and visit and we would hang out then. And I would make trips to her school a lot because honestly, you went to school in a fun town. Yeah, it was fun. Every time we went, it was like a blast.
Yeah, so I was I went to a state school. I was in a sorority and stuff too, so I made a lot of great friends that way and stuff. And also like my freshman year roommates were a blast. They were such amazing women. And so like I made a lot of good friends and stuff through college, but definitely still like my homies back home were still my best friends.
Yeah,
and we would make as much, like we would try to see each other as much as possible as we could. It'd probably like every 3 months or so we would at least see each other for a weekend if we could.
I honestly think it was more than that because
think?
Yeah, or maybe at some points it was that long, but like yeah, we saw each other often. I would say it was pretty often. But yeah, it was always a lot of fun, but it was an adjustment because obviously we went from basically like almost living together to having to like drive down.
Well, I think our senior year, like the summer before we went to college, like my mom straight up was just like, "Are you gonna come home?" Like,
oh yeah,
I literally
I actually
wouldn't
remember
leave our
that because
house.
I kind of felt bad a couple times because your mom was like, "Yeah, but you need to come home and actually see me," and I'm like, "Oops, sorry."
Well, we were just so close. Yeah, when you literally,
I'm like, I am her mom.
yeah,
Bye.
When we grew up together, we were all in the same clubs together. We have, dating the same flesh together or whatever.
They had
basically
the same DNA.
Yeah, and then also too, just like having the same jobs and everything. Like, we were together quite a bit. So it was crazy to go from that to being in different towns and stuff.
Yeah,
which is crazy
for sure.
But definitely, those are some of my favorite memories too, though, was being in like college and like having you come down and visit and stuff. Like,
yeah,
just so many
I
fun
honestly can't even
times.
imagine what would have happened if I would have went to college where you went to college.
I think we'd be very different people to this day, for sure.
Anyway, we would be really close though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Audrey also met her now husband there
In college,
and so
sophomore
we all
year.
we became all very good friends, and I'm very close friends with him too. So that was another plus. Things worked out how they were supposed to work out.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, but let's flash forward to Audrey graduating
yeah, so
college.
basically,
And I graduated as well. I got a job in my hometown.
Yeah, but
Teaching.
Courtney's a teacher. I work in merchandising for a company, but basically I majored in fashion merchandising in school. You can't tell because I look like a bum 90% of the time, but that's
called
life.
fashion.
It's
Look
called
it up.
fashion. I'm trying to be Billie Eilish, okay? Anyway, but before you graduate senior year, you have to do an internship during the summer. And so I was applying everywhere, and I got a call back from this place in Florida, and I went and I got accepted, which was awesome. And I spent the summer there, and it was really cool too. My mom is a housewife, so she was able to come with me since she doesn't have a job, which was really cool. And so we spent the summer here and everything. It's in the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, and that was super great. And then I went back to school, and that year too, it was so fun because I was living with Ryan at that point. He's a grade older than us, but he made a second lap for his senior year.
Yeah.
So we lived together for half a semester, which was fun. And then he actually ended up moving away to Kansas Kansas City for a little bit, so we were a little bit long distance for a little bit. But my plan was that I was like gonna go to KC after graduation, and like that's what I was gonna do. And like I loved my time in Florida, but I was like, nope, I'm going to KC. And then I started applying for jobs and was not getting good results. Like it was nice that I had an internship, definitely got my foot in the door, but like I was not hearing back from most companies, and there's also not that many opportunities in KC anyway for my field. So I applied.
Not the place.
It was not the place. So I applied back at the place that I internship in the summer, and I actually got the job, which was so exciting. So I literally, I think I literally like got the job, and like a week later, like Ryan proposed and I got engaged, which was crazy. And then like a week later, I was like gonna graduate, and then the next week I was like gonna move to Florida. Basically.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, it was happening
all
very
very
fast.
close.
So so that happened, and I like. We were saying this earlier, like just at graduation, like Courtney came and
I was the only one that was able to come other than family. It was just Ryan's parents and sister and Audrey's mom and dad. And I mean, not even like extended family. It was just like the parents.
And like Ryan's sister and then
me.
Courtney. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were all, so we went to her graduation, had like lunch or whatever, and then went back to your apartment. And it was like nice weather or whatever. So we were all down by the pool. And it came time for me to leave, and it was the last time I was going to see her because, like, in a few days she was going to
like
move
it was
to
literally
Florida.
2 days. Like I had a bachelorette party that I had to go to for one of my best friends. So like it was like I graduated the next day, I was going to the bachelorette the next day, I was driving to Florida. It was like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Like
so crazy. I'm already the most sentimental person ever.
Yeah.
And I mean on milestone things like that. Like I'm just like the proudest friend.
Yeah.
I really
am.
Sure.
Yeah. You're the mom of the group.
Yeah. And anyway. So I'm getting ready to leave, and I know this is the last time I'm going to see her for a long time. And I'm just like, you flipping just got engaged. You just graduated college. You're literally got like this amazing job. You're moving to Florida, which I had like dreamed of moving to Florida for my whole life because that's where my parents always vacationed and stuff like that. So I was just like seeing my little baby off or something like that. And I just remember bawling. Like I had to leave, and I was just like, it's fine. I'm fine. Like, I'm just happy for you.
Something that's funny too about me, I don't handle like other people's emotions very well. Like I don't know how to, so I think I remember just me being like, there.
It's Court. It's fine. And I'm like,
you'll come visit.
I know. You can call me. It's fine.
It's no big deal.
Anyway, but yeah. So then I had to drive my 4 hours back home, and I was all like, it wasn't even like I was sad. I was literally just really happy, and it's just a big change, and it's I don't know, just bittersweet.
Well, and I think too, like we kept thinking about too, with Dubai, we always knew like I was coming back, and then like with it was
right. You don't know what the future holds.
But like for this, it's like I'm moving to Florida. You're in Missouri. Like you got this awesome job in Missouri.
Yeah,
but it was just like it was an awesome job. It was great. No, but I was like, definitely like we don't know when we'll never live with each other again. Like that's kind of like what we were thinking.
Right.
Like,
right.
Well, probably there could be a chance, but like at that point too, my parents had moved to Texas at that point. Like my dad got this really great offer to where he didn't have to travel anymore.
Right. So in my head, I'm like, she has no reason to ever come back.
And I've never, and my extended family lives in Iowa.
To even
so I'm
visit.
like, there's no, like my brother still lives in Missouri, but other than that, like there's nothing. And so I was just like, yeah, I don't even know if I'll ever go really back to our Missouri.
Hometown.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and honestly, to think at this point, like high school wasn't that long ago. So we're going from I can remember us being together all the time to being a far enough distance that it was far. We didn't see each other all the time, but it was really easy to like take a long weekend or something and pop down and hang out for the weekend and spend the weekend together, to like now I have to buy a plane ticket or drive 15 hours.
Which is a lot, especially when you're a young adult.
I have no money.
No money.
Like obviously I can't afford to do that very often. So anyway.
So I moved to Florida, and I'm here. I've been here now for about 3.5 years. And as you can see, Courtney is sitting right next to me. So let's talk about that.
I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
So basically, Audrey moved to Florida, and I continued working in my teaching job, which I loved. And but you have to remember, just because you love your job doesn't mean you're in the right place, because I still lived in the town that we grew up in, which no shade to that place, but if you are a young adult and you don't get married at like 20, it doesn't really hold a lot of like opportunities for you.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
My family is all there, and I'm really, really close to my family. And like I said, like I really, really liked the job that I had, and I had, I worked with great people, and I loved the kids there and stuff. And I had like people in the community that I knew their kids went there, and my nephews and stuff like went to school there. So I have a lot of really great memories working there, but it just kind of got to the time where, you know, things that were kind of holding me back or holding me in that, not back. I'm not going to say that because that sounds really bad. Nothing was holding me back, but things that were tying me to that town, kind of just like ran their course. And it was just time for something else. So I kind of had to make the tough choice. And at the end of last year, literally at the very end of the school year, I had talked to Audrey because she got married this past year. And so I seen her a lot with like her bachelorette party and her wedding and things like that. So we had, you know, a lot of good opportunities to actually talk to each other in person and not just like, you know, chat on the phone or whatever. And, you know, basically since she moved here, and Audrey knows how much I love Florida, like literally vacation with my family in Florida, like when we were teenagers and stuff. And she's like, you know, you should move here. I know you like love Florida, and I've come to visit, and I loved coming down every single time and had a blast. And I think she like, your friends know when you're just not in the right place, and your family knows when you're not in the right place. So
no, it was more so just like I really wanted to be selfish and just kind of like steal her.
Like,
you know
I really
what
don't care if it's your best interest or not.
No, I mean, like, it was your best. I knew you would love it here, but also too, I was just like, I'm being selfish, and like I just think she should be here. And also too, like what's really great, like my husband Ryan, like he's also very close with Courtney. Like they're like best friends. Like God bless. Like if you can ever get in that situation, please do, guys. Like obviously your spouse and your friend should always be friendly and stuff, but like they're best friends, which is great. But every time she would come down, like we would bully her relentlessly, like trying to get her to move down here and trying to make every
like chat on the phone.
So
they're
fun.
like, hey, you know, you could just move here. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
We had, after a year and a half of living here, we were lucky enough to buy a house. And so it was like, we have a bedroom literally for you. You can have your own bathroom. Like, please, like, move here. And she kept thinking about it. And, like, you would, like, for about it, like, a long time, like, you kept saying, like, yeah, maybe, like.
Well, I think
it more seriously.
I was kind of at the point where it's like where I was working, I really was not making a lot of money. So it would have taken me, I think, financially a long time to like get to a place where I felt like comfortable moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wanted to have myself where I didn't feel like I was going to come down here and drown or something like that.
Yeah.
But things ended up working out to where I felt like
good,
comfortable enough there. Yeah. To be able to do that. And like I was saying, we were talking last year, and basically the plan was for me to come down this past summer and just have like an extended visit and just like get to hang out all summer. Like my job allows me to be off in the summers and things like that. So I was going to work like summer school or whatever, and then come stay with you guys and like have a bunch of fun or whatever. And it kind of just got to like, it was literally, I think, May.
Yeah.
So like the last month of school, and I had talked to you, and I don't know, honestly, like I just had a few people like kind of randomly like bring up, be like, you should move to Florida. Like you should move down there. Like you know, you just visited down there. And I always like, don't I look like a natural at the beach? Like, you know, just joking and stuff like that, which literally everybody looks like a natural at the beach because it's the best place ever. But I had just like a few people kind of just, I think, that weren't really that involved in my life, like weren't really great friends, just kind of outside people, be like, you really need to move. Like you need to move there. Like you were even considering it. Like, go girl, you're young. Like what really is bringing you so much happiness here other than your family? And they're always going to be here to visit, and they're going to visit you. And my younger sister and her husband had moved away. And anyway, so I was just like, you know what? This is just not a great place for a young single girl. Like it's just not. Like I'm in my 20s, and I'm the type of person who likes to go out and do things and likes to like kind of venture. And it was just like, I don't know, other than having so much like amazing quality time with my family, which I'm so blessed that I stayed as long as I did, because my bond with my family is like really, really close because of that, I think, too, even as an adult. But it was just time. And literally once I kind of made that decision, I kind of just like started mentioning it to people like, I think maybe I'll just like move. Like maybe I'll just move. Maybe I'll just start applying. And every single time, like regardless of whether it was someone that was really close to me or kind of someone that I kind of knew, every single person was like, the reaction was just overwhelmingly like more than what I ever expected somebody to care. Like people I thought didn't care either way would be like, you need to do that. Oh my gosh, girl, go. If you were my daughter, if you were, and I'm like, okay, like I guess this is like the right move. Like I was thinking about it, and I really thought like, that would be so amazing. And I mean, I'm so lucky that Audrey and Ryan were down here and like kind of helped me like transition. Like literally I feel horrible because I stayed longer than I meant to. But
It's okay.
But it all worked out really well now.
And now she's here in the flesh. It's so exciting. It's like this is what dreams are made of, for real.
This really is what dreams are made of.
Literally.
Ask Liz McGuire, because if Liz McGuire could see us now, Lizzie McGuire and Isabella.
Yeah, sing to me, Paulo.
Honestly, yeah, I want to wear like a pants, like metallic jacket and pants, but wear a metallic skirt over it. I want to do a spin, and I want the skirt to come off to reveal my pants underneath, and then I'm gonna sing "Hey Now, this is what dreams are made of" on a stage in Rome. Like, that's honestly how I feel.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
And I want Gordo in the background.
Gordo's got to be in the background.
Yeah, Gordo's in the back. Miss Ungermeyer is cheering me on from the front row.
She really is, and somehow the mom and dad are there too. I don't know.
Everybody made it, and they're all cheering me on. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's just it's definitely been a challenge. I've like literally yesterday was. There's so many days that are just a roller coaster. It's just like, if I am having it's just part of adulthood. I think it's not specific to any certain thing. Like, there's nothing causing it other than maybe I like accidentally ran over somebody's dog and I don't remember or something, because I feel like I have some bad juju lately. But did I?
No, I don't think you did. But no.
But like, this past week has honestly been insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like,
it's just
my highs.
Yeah.
My highs are so high, and then like when I'm having like some dramatic time, and honestly, I feel like I handle it pretty well. Like, I know some people in the same situation would break down and shut down, and I don't. Mm-hmm. I get through it. Like, I'm telling you. We're just gonna preface by saying, we can go deeper into this another time, but literally yesterday, I lost my car for 2.5 hours. Like, could not find my car.
Dude, where's my car?
That's
where we'll leave that at that.
We'll leave that at that. That's a story for another time. But I'm just telling you, if you ever lost your car for 2.5 hours, thought maybe you were carjacked or your car got towed for 2.5 hours, and you were wandering the streets in the dark, then I relate to you.
Yeah, and leave a comment below. We'll give you some tips on how
let's trauma bond.
Let us know if you've lost your
car.
Let
us know.
Let's just get into it. We still have about 10 more minutes left.
Yeah, we don't want to surpass this. But let me just say, so yesterday, my roommate Emily and I, which is Audrey and I's
best friends.
Yeah, Audrey and I's mutual friend, and we just met this year, but we are really great friends now, and I love her. So one thing that's great about where we live now is just there's always something to do, kind of like the opposite of where I was before. So yesterday it was Saturday, and the weather's beautiful all the time, and they had this like festival, like this food festival. So we decided to go. It was at this park. So we got up, we drove like 40 minutes there. And honestly, that day, I mean, it kind of was like up and down. Like, at one point we were standing in line for like 25 minutes because it's super busy. And we've been standing in line forever. And at this point, like, I only had like a yogurt. It's like 4:30 or 5. Yeah. It was bad. Like, we were about to pass out. And then, so we were standing in line for a super long time, and all of a sudden people started leaving the line, and the freaking booth had ran out of food. So, like, that's what I mean, where I'm like, okay, we went to this place, it's great, it's fun, and, whatever, but then, like, I ran out of food. So then we finally get some food, and then we're sitting along the water. It's right by the pier, and, like, what body of water? I mean, it's just
the Gulf.
The Gulf right there, okay?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, I'm literally eating a grilled cheese, sitting with my feet, like, dangling, where it's, like, over the water, and literally dolphins are swimming by. I did shed a tear because I was like, this is my life. Like, I'm literally eating a grilled cheese and it's freaking beautiful outside. And I literally, that place ran out of food, and now there's swimming dolphins, and there's a baby behind me playing cornhole. Like, it was just incredible.
The ups and downs of life.
The ups and downs of life, yeah. And so then fast forward, we kind of ran around, did a couple things downtown, and then it was time to go back to find my car. And because it was like this super busy festival thing, we just parked in like this suburban neighborhood, but it's like downtown. It's this really big area. Every street is really cute. It's cobblestone. It's a bunch of beautiful houses right there.
Yeah.
But every house looks the same, and by the time we're walking back to my car, it's dark. Well, if you're the type of person like me, like I do this all the time, and I literally did this a couple months ago at the festival in the same spot where I parked kind of over in that neighborhood, and every time I get out of my car, my Google Maps saves my parked car location. So I literally didn't even think twice about it. I got out, I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And we walked to the park.
Probably walked for about like 20 minutes or so. Like,
it was probably a good 15 minutes, honestly. I don't honestly flipping know, because by the time we found my car or whatever, it was, who knows where it was at. But Yeah, so I realized, though, I got a new phone a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't connected my phone to Bluetooth in my car, and I realized that's the only way that it recognizes where your car's parked, so I had no idea where my car was at. At this time, it's after 7 o'clock, and it's dark, so it's not like, really, I didn't feel like I was in danger or anything like that, but obviously, I don't recognize anything. I know the general area, but it's like a lot of ground to cover, and it's just me and my friend, like another girl.
Yeah.
So we just start walking up and down every street, and we had walked for a good hour when this nice couple that lived in the area like saw us, and we're like, wow, they look like they're out of place. And we're like, are you guys lost? And we told them basically that we went to the festival thing and we didn't know where my car was at. And honestly, at this point, we've been walking around so long that anything that we thought might be where my car was parked, like we were all so confused and just so beyond knowing anywhere of where we were at.
And I think when you're in that situation too,
I start panicking inside. Yeah, I start panicking inside, and I was past panic because it was like like we said, we've been walking around an hour. So at this point, it's like 8 o'clock or something, or 8:30.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, you're probably in this area, so walk this way. So we took off the way that they were telling us or whatever, and then the lady literally, I guess, went home and drove back and found us, and she's like, hey, I promise I'm not a creeper. I just feel bad for you guys. Like, do you want to get in? I can drive around, try to help you find your car. I'm like, honestly, I feel like there's a better chance that like someone on the street's gonna murder us than you are. So yeah, dog. Don't try that at home. But I'm just telling you, this lady was like a really nice Canadian girl.
And also, like the neighborhood we were in, it was like they're all like millionaires. So it's like
it was definitely a neighborhood where I literally think not a single crime has ever been committed. Yeah, it was a super nice spot, and there was a bunch of people like walking around and like walking their dog or walking their baby in the stroller and stuff like that. Anyway, we drove around with her for an hour too, and we were it was insane.
Ryan and I, we were home. We were gonna go with them, but then we kind of just wanted to like hang back and just like chill or whatever. And so we were like just hanging out, and I get a text from sweet little Emily.
I'm in the front going, it's time to text Audrey and Ryan. Like,
yeah. So I get a text, and Emily was just like, hey, not to bother you, but like we lost Courtney's car. You might need your help. Okay.
Right. And it's 9 o'clock at that point. So I remember looking and thinking, we need to text them now, because if we genuinely need their help, I don't want them to be up super late.
Asleep
and also this lady needs to go home. Like she has earned herself like 10 blessings or something. Like this girl hopefully wins the lottery.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, I'm like, girl, you're amazing. You just did like 20 good deeds just now. Anyway, so we end up getting dropped off with Audrey and Ryan.
Yeah, well, it's funny,
It's been 2 hours at this point that we've been looking around.
Well, in the perspective of me, too, I was just like, the fuck. And so I literally like got in the car and I was like, these motherfuckers, like, what do you mean they lost her car? Like, what do you mean?
To be fair, she's like, as soon as she gets there, she's like, oh wait, this is a really confusing area.
Yeah, as soon as I get there, I'm just like, oh my god, I totally get it, because it was very confusing, very dark. I definitely would have been confused too.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, I know that sounds so stupid, but if you literally in your brain know that your phone marked where it was. I'm walking to the park like hours before, not paying a single attention to any house or any street sign. Yeah, I'm literally like, it's not even a care in my mind. Yeah. Never again will I do that. Rely on technology. Literally, F you, phone.
But literally, do you guys know the movie Dude, Where's My Car? Well, like the whole time we were on our way to go pick him up. It was about 20 minutes. And I was just cracking up in the car, like laughing so hard. And I was just like, should I send them that scene of Dude, Where's My Car? And Ryan was like, no. Like, that's probably, like, maybe let's just wait till we find the car. But I was like, no, I'm going to fucking do it. And so I sent it. And then Emily was just like, okay, thanks.
No,
like,
and I'm in the front seat. Because
like,
it's my flipping car, and I'm going like, oh, wait, I just literally missed a really funny part of the story. Don't even forget. But no, I see, because I'm in the group text them, and I see a YouTube link pop up on my phone. I said, why did Audrey just send us a YouTube video? Like, I was just like, of course she flipping did. I wasn't actually mad, but I was on the verge of tears.
Also, too, I will say, like, how I deal with trauma, I just try to laugh and joke about it. So
no,
it's
honestly,
like, it's probably not the time or
place.
place.
No, I would have been too, except for I was at this lady's, like, mercy. Like, she was the one who was driving us around, and I'm like, I know she's getting frustrated because she, like, agreed to help us, and the car.
It should have been, like, an easy thing.
Exactly, because you're thinking it's taking so long because you have to walk.
Yeah.
No, we're literally driving around, we still can't find it. Like, I honestly, I have no clue. Anyway, but at one point we literally pull into this road and we're like going up this road at the street sign we remember walking by. There's a street sign that Emily took a picture of, and we were like, well, let's go there and try to retrace our steps because we have a picture of the street sign because she just like thought it was cute or whatever. And so and then this little like, it almost looks like it's like a really miniature vehicle. It almost looks like if a golf cart was enclosed kind of, but it wasn't a golf cart. It was just like this little weird vehicle behind us. And she goes, the lady that was driving us around, Liz, her name is Liz. Anyway, Liz goes, hey, there's the meter guy behind us. There's the meter guy. Maybe he'll know if your car got towed or if they just ticket, or like maybe he'll know something. I was like, well, should I get out and like go up to him or something? Should I get out of the car? And she's like, yeah. So she stops in the road and I get out and I'm like running around to the back of the car because he was behind us. And then that guy, he passes us. So then I'm turning around, I'm like sprinting and like waving my hands like, wait. And so he like slams on his brakes. And I run up to him and he like rolls his window down. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. I was like, but I went to this festival at the park and I just parked over here in this neighborhood somewhere. I was like, but I have no idea where my car is. It's dark and my phone didn't like mark where I was parked like I thought it was going to. And I was just like, I just was wondering, like, since you like do the meters, like, do you know if they tow here or if they just get tickets, or do you have any clue? Like, basically just like any information, help us. And the guy looks at me and goes, I'm just a regular civilian.
Just a regular civilian.
He was just a regular civilian. And the fact that he literally looked at me and said, I'm a regular civilian, I was just like, this night could not get any more jacked up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, ran, through the repurposed water sprinkler on accident. Like, my night literally was just actually insane. And I ran back and they were like, what'd he say? I'm like, he said he was a regular civilian, ladies.
Dang.
No help at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, but finally we let Ryan take the wheel, and I don't know how long. We were with you guys for at least 20 minutes, maybe longer, maybe even half an hour or something. But I was beeping. Oh, I will say the whole night I had my keys out and I was like beeping the button trying to see if the lights would go off. I could hear the horn, and we were just driving, and basically I beeped it as I was beeping, and I saw the lights go off and I was like, there it is. And
it was a great moment.
Yeah, it was really a wonderful moment. Ryan pulled over, he started playing Celebration.
And then traffic kept happening, and like they would like yell at us because we were in the middle of the intersection. We were just trying to like park. And
I'm like, guys, we literally just found my car. So
literally. But
if you were in our situation, you would understand.
So yeah, I'm already thinking of my Christmas list to get you like, air tags for your car. Just different things so you don't lose again.
I've never loved my car more, though, when I reunited.
Yeah, for real.
I was like, darling.
But anyway, that's...
You were lost, I found you.
But that's like the latest and greatest of what happened
That's
last
the kind
night.
of thing that happens to me. Well, not that dramatic, but like random stuff like that where I'm like, amazing.
Yeah.
That's when you really miss your dad.
Yeah. But anyway, if you enjoyed that story and if you enjoyed us talking, just follow along.
Yeah.
This is the podcast.
Yeah, so
this
we are
is day one.
Yeah, exactly. My personal favorite. I'm in a committed relationship with Spotify, so I recommend Spotify. But anyway, you can find us on pretty much any streaming service. I think
I'm trying to figure out Apple Music. It's kind of messed up. But
really,
that,
okay. Well, we know on Spotify 100% we're on
it
there.
Works, yeah.
Go on and rate it. If you want
sure.
to, go rate it. Give us only a good rating, or don't rate it, actually. That's the only rule I have.
Share it with your friends. You know what I mean?
Share it with your coworkers. Share it with your aunt. Share it with your grandma.
Anyone.
Share it with your hot single male friend.
There you go.
Kidding. That's a joke.
I'm taken, but she's still single.
No,
so,
I'm not. I'm married to the Lord.
But anyway, but thanks for listening to us today.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, if you want to see our faces too, check out our YouTube. We're gonna try to figure that out. Never uploaded a YouTube video before, so
we're gonna do it. And if you like to just, I don't know, if you just want to feel like you're one of the gals and you're just hanging out with us, then listen to our pod, watch our podcast, or like interact with us on social media. That's amazing.
Yeah,
literally any input you have, that's phenomenal, because all we want to do is just have more friends.
Yeah. And our Instagram, and we're going to also make TikToks. It's Girls of 95 Pod. I'll put it in the show notes as well. But
and when we'll be posting. Sorry, I have like hiccups now, but go ahead and tell them when we'll be posting, when to expect the episodes out.
Oh, yeah. It's every Wednesday, right? Is that what we decided, I think?
I
Yeah,
think so.
like every Wednesday. I mean, we're going to try to post every single Wednesday. That's our goal. That's our hard goal we're going to try to keep. And if there's ever a situation where we think we won't be able to, we'll let you guys
just
know on
record a video of
social.
Audrey farting,
And then we'll upload that.
and you can guess what she had for dinner.
Yep, that's basically it. All right, well, thanks, guys.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we love you already, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for listening to our short life story.
And we're the girls of 95. Thanks.